He's on the phone in the bathroom again. That's what we're going to talk about because it's a real deal in real relationships. If you haven't subscribed, you want to hit that button. If you have a question, put it in the box. Listen, so many women talk about this with me. I've been working with women for over 40 years. And ever since there's been cell phones with pictures on it, they have complained about my husband goes in the bathroom and he's on his phone or he takes calls in the bathroom. What am I supposed to do with that, Dr. Weiss? Well, let's go through the kind of arc of the possibilities. It could be that he's just checking news and emails and he's being time efficient. However, if that's the case, he has no problem telling you what was in the news or what emails he addressed. Now, you don't want to go at this every single time he goes to the bathroom, but you can just periodically ask. And if he has a good answer, like a new political event or situation or email that he covered with so-and-so, and he can do it without, losing eye contact, not looking away from you, not looking down. He's probably being honest with you, right? Now, if it's the same response, I talked to someone at the office, but he can't be clear. If it's always vague, well, then that's going to be more like a yellow light than a green light. You're probably going to start having your female intuition go off. And female intuition is about 90% accurate. And what do I base that on? About 1,000 polygraphs. People fly from all over the country and world. For the last 40 years, I've dealt with men with pornography addiction, sexual addiction, intimacy anorexia, where they avoid connecting with their wife. And so we've taken polygraphs, at least 1,000 of them, and women are about 90% accurate. So if that's going off in you, here's what you can do. First, before you go into accusation, you can go into clarification and boundaries. And first, you want to just clarify that makes you uneasy or uncomfortable. It's not about him. And just ask for a boundary that both of you will keep your phones out of the bathroom. If you're going to the restroom, going to the bathroom, even at a restaurant, the phone stays on the table. You can also ask for clarification in that you both have each other's password to get into the phone in case you want to check it. My wife can check my phone anytime she wants, and it's very rare that she would check it. Okay, there's no reason. I've been clean for 40 years. No pornography, no masturbation, no infidelity. She's not nervous about that stuff, okay? However, my phone's there. She can access it if she'd like to. She's a question about me taking the phone in the bathroom. She can ask me what I read, and I'm happy to tell her. Something happened in this situation or that situation, no problem, okay? If that boundary can't be kept, or if that request is responded with anger, now your little flags are going to go from yellow to red. Now, do you have access to each other's Facebook accounts? Are there any emails you don't know about? These questions are going to start coming up in your head. Is he on social media looking at bodies? Is he looking at pornography? Is he having some kind of interaction with somebody? These are going to be real questions that are going to come up. So you can ask whatever question you want. I would actually write down the question you want to ask. If you're seeing one of the counselors at Heart to Heart, I would have them help you find the questions you want to ask and ask them very directly and ask them in a public place. And say, this concerns me. I want to know if you're on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or hookup sites. You can just ask exactly what you want to know and look for the eye contact. Does he look down? Does he look away? Does he get mad? Because if he was asking you the same question, you'd go like, no. Unless, of course, you are doing those things, in which case you'd have to be honest about them as well. And some people are addicted to purely just being on their phone. Some people are addicted to social media. Some people are addicted to AI girlfriends, some addicted to pornography. If there's an addiction involved, then you're going to find other symptoms, like they pull away from other events to be on this. They're using it more and more. They're very defensive and protective of the device. Okay, if they're without their device, even if it's just a pure internet addiction, it doesn't have to be pornography or affairs. They're going to protect that device just like a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old or an 8-year-old would. And they'll have a fit just like that child would. So there's a problem if you can't be without your phone. But the sneaking off to the bathroom and being there for 15 or 20 minutes, if that's a pattern, it's fair for you to address it. Now, if you don't believe what they're saying, now we have a second level of issues. If there's a history of lying about it, that's valid. But if you're just being triggered by it, we have a video called Triggered. You can deal with those issues if you'd like. Or you can say, I'd like to settle this conversation. And you can schedule a polygraph, whether at the counseling center, which those are the only ones I can, support, because polygraphers are not licensed in most states in America, or around the world for that matter. So I would definitely check into maybe 4 or 5 criminal attorneys, see who they use, so at least you feel like you're getting the best in your area if you're staying in your area. And he can do a polygraph that he's not looking at porn. He hasn't looked at porn in years. He's not talking to or looking at inappropriate images, or on chat rooms or whatever. He doesn't have an AI girlfriend, whatever your suspicions might be. But again, you might want to talk to one of our counselors to get your questions very specific. And if you're going to use a polygraph, definitely find out how many questions they let you have, because it can be 3, 6, or whatever the polygrapher allows, because there's different types of polygraphs. And so you can go down that road and you can make it about you. Listen, I feel triggered. I get into my head and I want to not think about this anymore, so that when you go into the bathroom, I don't have to get tense inside, concerned that it's taking you 20 minutes to be in there. Okay, when it used to take you 5. So I don't want this issue rising up. Would you mind doing this? Now, the reaction to this is going to be anywhere from, you know what, honey, if it lowers your anxiety and it makes you think the best of me, whatever it costs, let's do it, so that if I'm in the bathroom, there's no worries, there's no pain. Okay, that's a great response, and you probably have nothing to worry about. However, the objectiveness of the polygraph will give you more peace than just him telling you that. If he comes out raging and angry, now your red flags are going to be on fire. Now you feel like he's protecting something other than you, because every woman knows at the core, men protect what they love and they love what they protect. And you're not going to feel protected. You're going to feel like he's protecting that. Whether he calls it intrusive, whether he calls it whatever, you're going to feel unprotected. And now it's going to go even further up for you. So now you might want to get help so that you can get support, encouragement. You might want to find out about phone addictions or pornography addictions or whatever. You can ask to see his phone, ask to see the history, ask to have the password. All that's valid if you're married. There's no reason that there would be secrets unless you have them. He can't get onto your Facebook or Instagram or your social media accounts. He should be able to do that as well. And if it's a double standard of you want to see his but he can't see yours, he's not going to agree to that, because that's a double standard, and that's wrong. Okay, so if it's flowing both ways, this should be no issue here. And if there's no concern, okay, but if he's constantly erasing his history, constantly disappearing, then you do have questions that you want answered, and you want to maybe get some professional help if he's willing to. And if there is an addiction, you want to start addressing whatever the addiction is, because addictions make men emotionally, spiritually, and morally immature. They're like 14 years old emotionally. Now they can grow out of that. We got a great book called Emotional Fitness. They can choose to become more emotionally fit and be able to share and communicate feelings with you so that you might feel more secure. But if you have symptoms of living with an adolescent and he's going into the bathroom, you probably are dealing with addiction issues, and that would be best to be addressed so that you can have the best optimal relationship. Now, if you need help with this or anything, give us a call, 719-278-3708. We deal with these kinds of issues every day. I've been dealing with these issues for 40 years. I'm the president of the American Association for Sex Addiction Therapy, training therapists around the country. And I just want to say that if this is a starting behavior and starting to concern you, now is the time to address it. Don't wait till it grows into a lot more of an issue, which I've seen happen over 40 years of counseling people and counseling over 5,000 couples. You want to deal with the seed, not a tree. So I encourage you to reach out, get help, get support, do what you need to do to find out what's going on, And if you haven't subscribed, you want to do that because we've got lots of help for you on our YouTube channel, as well as if you have a question, put it in the box.